My first goal for this year is when we step out onto the field for our first home game, for that first note to have enough impact that people go, oh, all the way over at new concession stand, they're not paying attention, they turn around, ooh, what was that? That was cool.
Yeah.
And that's why we do it. You do it for the audience, you do it for people to enjoy it. But just something that we talk about all the time is we're not building musicians, we're building better people who happen to be able to play an instrument.
Hello and welcome. I am here with Chuck Bicigo, the band director at Hemlock Middle School and High School. My name is Ian Shanemeyer, an intern at Hemlock Public Schools, and we're going to be talking about the band today. Tell me a little bit about what the band looks like at Hemlock Public Schools right now.
Yeah, so we're growing right now. This year we are at about 62 kids in the high school band, which is we're up almost 20 from last year. We'll be continuing to grow. Our middle school programs have started off with really good numbers. This past year started at 70% of the fifth grade as a whole, which is awesome numbers.
That is
we're
awesome.
Going to be continuing that as we go. Band at Hemlock is about impacting students and impacting the community. We're huge in parades around the area. We go and volunteer at Swanhaven. We play at all the football games, basketball games, as much as we can go.
So walk me through what a typical day looks like in band class, program.
I'm an athletics person as well as band, so I always like to look at it like a practice. We start with our calisthenics. We get the instruments out, start with a nice slow run, and do some long tones, get our faces warmed up so we're not pulling any muscles, hurting ourselves. We get into the techniques, the technical stuff, our drills, and then get into the actual meat and potatoes of the rehearsal. It feels familiar. If you're used to the athletics side, it feels familiar to them. If you haven't done that yet, and then you go into the athletics side of things, it's a way that you just kind of step into it. And
yeah, I like that. What do you think students gain from being in band that they might not get from any other thing?
My biggest thing that I got from band and that I hope to give to them is the ability to work with other people that are a very diverse crowd. When I was in band, I went to Freeland, and when I was in band there, I was a football player, wrestler, was in drama, did all the things, and we had a lot of kids that were the same way in everything. And that's how it is here at Hemlock too. It's a small town, lots of opportunities, and the kids just hop on that, and it's awesome. And we have, like, looking at my trumpet section this year, I have one of them's a drum major, football player, be on varsity this year. One of them is big in robotics. We have a drama student in there. We have a palm person. Like, we have all of that in one area working together to build something strong. That's how it's going to be in real life, and that's a skill that you have to have or else you're not going to function. But just something that we talk about all the time is we're not building musicians. We're building better people who happen to be able to play an instrument.
If you do band, it doesn't mean you can't do other things, right? You can still be a part of robotics. You can still be a part of the football team, other sports.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, because we specialize so quickly with our kids, right? You're a seventh grader. Let's see what career you're going into, right? It's like, how do you know? Unless you try all sorts of stuff. And for our kids to be able to have a chance to do auto shop, a chance to do all the really awesome stuff with the robotics, all these layers of Hemlock, and we're just trying to build onto that.
Yeah, and that's awesome to have that encouragement from the teachers as well, to say, hey, we want you to try all these things and see what you really like. How do you see students typically grow from their first day of band to the last day? That's
one of my favorite parts of the job, is that I get to have these students for 6, 7, 8 years. Like, ideally, they're here their whole school career. I get them since they're fifth grade all the way till they graduate. Right now, my fifth graders that I started my first group here will be sophomores. And just seeing the difference between who they were as fifth graders and who they are now. I got kids who wouldn't speak in a rehearsal who are now starting to take the lead on stuff. To see them build confidence and grow, I know, and it's just like coaching or anything else. We'll get lucky if we get one kid to go to the NFL in our entire 20-year coaching career. I'll be lucky to have a student go on and be a professional musician. But we are preparing them for going out into the real world and being a good human. And that's the biggest thing. And once they have that, then the music comes along.
Looking forward to this next school year, what are your goals?
Competitively, last year we got a 1 at festival, and that's huge. 1's the best score you can get. Our goal is to repeat that this next year. My first goal for this year is when we step out onto the field for our first home game, for that first note to have enough impact that people go, oh, all the way over at new concession stand, they're not paying attention, they turn around, ooh, what was that? That was cool.
Yeah.
And that's why we do it. You do it for the audience. You do it for people to enjoy it.
So you mentioned football games. What are the events people can see you at, actually get to hear the band?
Yeah, so our first performance that we'll be putting out will be September 12th, our first home game. We have band camp coming up to start that. And then after that, we have home games. We have Sawdust Days, you'll see us at the homecoming parade, obviously. If you're catching any SVSU games, there is Band Day in early September.
Just wrapping up, you've seen a lot of people go through the program. You've been here for 5 years, you said?
Yes.
What is a story or moment that really shows how the band shines?
Yeah, as a band person, a lot of my students are neurodivergent in one way or another. And, I have ADHD, treated, medicated, all this stuff. So I am always one to try and talk to kids about that because it's super important. If I would have done it way earlier, high school would have been a lot easier, college would have been a lot easier. So we had some kids who struggled academically through that, to the point where we had a couple kids who weren't able to continue band because they had to get their grades up. But them having the carrot of, hey, as soon as stuff's squared away, you can come right back to band. And to see them cross the stage at graduation, and one of them went off to college, was just awesome.
No, that's awesome to see that impact directly on the students you're working with. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chuck, for talking with me today. If you want to see the band, make sure you go out to the football game and support our Hemlock Huskies, and then check out Sawdust Days as well. We'll be able to hear the band perform there. Thank you so much for talking with me today, Chuck.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Ian.